Hi, boys and girls. Well, just like I promised in my email the other day, I am going to do something fun for you today. I'm going to give you directions on how to do 3 different egg experiments. Now, I didn't say experiment, I said egg experiment, like this. Now, Easter may be over. You might have some eggs still, like this, that you were either opening to find candy or a surprise. You might have an egg like this, but these are real eggs that we're going to do our experiment with today. I actually have 3 of them. 1, 2, oops, and 3. And these are hard-boiled eggs. Now, I boiled these yesterday and I cooled them off in the refrigerator. So please do not try to do an egg experiment with an egg that's uncooked, because if it cracks, what's going to happen? It's going to go all over the place like somebody you know. Humpty Dumpty. I'll get back to him later. Well, anyway, if your eggs are boiled and cooled off, you're ready to do the egg experiment. So just so it helps us out, I wrote down the 3 questions that we're going to find out as you do your experiments. It says right here, can an egg do 3 things? 1, stand on his head. Now I said his head because I'm thinking Humpty Dumpty. Can an egg float in water? I don't know. We'll find out. Can an egg, number 3, can it bounce? Now, if eggs can crack and the egg yolk and the egg white go all over, I don't know. Do you think we could make it bounce instead? Well, let's find out. We're going to take the first egg that I have, and I'm going to take a marker. Oops, let me get my marker off the floor here. And I'm going to make a little face on the egg. You can make it look however you want. It can look just like Humpty Dumpty. Could look like you. He could just have like an emoji face, whichever you want to do. But you'll notice one side is the top, because of course here's his eyes. The other side is the bottom of his head. So you're going to want to make him stand like that. So to do this one, can he stand on his head, you need a paper plate or any plate. Mom and Dad can help you get any plate. It won't get ruined. And you need an ingredient from your kitchen. Besides the egg, you need salt. And all you're going to do, and I'm going to do it right now for you, is pour salt in a little mountain. You can see my plate is white, so it's hard to see, but you make a little mountain of it. Then you're going to take a little bit of water. I have some water in a measuring bowl, cup, and you're just going to take the egg and dunk the top of his head in water and try to see if he can stand without tipping over. He might get dizzy that way if he sits that way too long, but he stood on his head. So I'm going to see if you can do that. All right, now I know what you're saying. You're saying, Miss June, that was so easy. Did we really get up and turn on the computer today and take out our materials just for that? No, that was just the simple one to start with. I'm going to put that aside and show you the second question. If you didn't remember it, the second question is, can an egg float in water? So what ingredient do you think we're going to need? Water. The water that I just showed you. Now we're going to need water. We're going to need the egg, And don't put the salt away because we need the salt again. So this time you're going to take a container, and I actually have 2 different measuring cups like this. And I chose to use this. You don't have to use a measuring cup, but I chose any glass see-through cup. It could be a plastic cup. It could be, used for cooking, used for drinking, doesn't matter. But as long as you can see through it, because you want to see if the egg is going to float. Now, by the way, the opposite of floating is, I hope you're saying it at your house, sinking. So we did an experiment in the fall about things that would sink and things that would float. So we're going to do that with this egg here. This is my second egg. I'm putting the egg in this empty bowl, pouring some water in. Now you want to make sure there's enough water that it covers the egg. And by the way, when you look in the glass, the light kind of looks different. It might look like the egg is on top, but it really isn't. It's down on the bottom. So to make him try, or at least to experiment, to see if he will float, you have to pour some salt in. And then take a spoon. Where did my spoon go? Uh-oh. Miss June had her spoon. Oh, here it is, right in front of me. Okay, and you mix it up. You don't want to mix too hard because you might crack the eggshell. But you mix it up and stop and look. Is it floating or is it still at the bottom? Well, I think it's actually still at the bottom. I'm going to add a little more. And see, oh, you see how the water's getting cloudy looking because the salt and the water are mixing together. Okay, so it takes a moment for the cloudiness to kind of go away a little bit. I'm going to put it real close to see. It is still on the bottom. All right, now friends, I'm going to try it one more time. But you know what is... This is just real time here, boys and girls, if mommies are listening. It is hard to show this on a video, but if you keep adding more and more salt, something's going to start happening. Can you see the tip of the egg is on top of the water now? He's not at the bottom. He floated to the top. Now, this reminds me, when you go to the beach, you go to the ocean. If you've learned to swim or you're learning how to swim or your moms and dads hold you in the ocean, your body can float easier in the ocean water because the ocean water has salt in it, and the salt makes it easier for you to float. So it's no wonder that we can do this experiment. Now, I'm not going to show you too much more of that because I want you to see on your own egg. So we had the egg stand on his head. We had the egg float in the water. Now, the third egg that you have, what we're going to do with it, oops, where's my sign? The third question says, can an egg bounce? I think this one's going to be the most interesting. So do you think we need the salt this time? No. Do we need the water this time? No. Do we need an egg this time? Of course. Whoops. Oh boy. All right, my egg is starting to crack. Thank goodness it is hard boiled. I think I'm going to borrow the other egg to show you. Okay, Miss June's going to wipe it off. 1 second. All right. Okay, I just wiped it a little bit so it wouldn't be drippy. But your third egg, you can put a face on any of these eggs, but you don't have to put a marker on it for this one. You will need either the same cup as experiment number 2 or a different cup. And this one, it would be good if you could see through it, but it's not crucial. You can use any cup. You're going to put the egg carefully down inside, and you need an ingredient called vinegar. Now this one, it says apple cider vinegar, but it really has regular vinegar in it. Your moms might have this in their closets in the kitchen because it's mostly used for cooking, making salad dressings or putting it in potato salad or something like that. So you must have mom and dad help you with this. When you take the top off, don't put it too close to your nose because the smell is pretty strong, okay? Ooh, yeah, it's strong all right, but put in a certain recipe and it just tastes perfect. But this ingredient is very powerful. It can be used as a cleaner. Some people wash their windows with vinegar, but today we're going to pour it, and it doesn't have to be an exact amount, but you pour it right over the egg. And what you're going to do is you are going to wait. I think when people do experiments or experiments or any scientific research, waiting is a very important part of the process. I'm going to ask you to take your egg that's in the vinegar and you're going to put it aside, whether you cover it and put it in the refrigerator, or I have 2 refrigerators at my house, so I can put this one downstairs, so because it might, it is a little stinky. Or you could put it outside if mom puts it in a safe place outside the back door and leave it there overnight. Now, I did forget to say one thing, friends. Take a piece of paper and maybe you can write on the paper what things you notice about it right after you put it in. Maybe you can go back a couple hours later and see how it's coming and write down your observations. And then especially tomorrow, you're going to take out, I'm going to put it down for a moment. You're going to take out another plate. You might want to use the same paper plate. And you're going to take your egg with a spoon or a spatula and scoop it out and put it on your plate. Now, I would have a paper towel handy or a wet wipe, just in case. And you're going to see how the egg looks, see how the egg feels when you touch it. And then, what is the important part we're trying to see? If the egg will bounce. So you're going to take the egg and gently bounce it. I wouldn't do it too close to the edge of the table. He might fall down. But I think you're going to have fun with this one. And after you do the experiments, all three experiments really, you can either write a note to me and send it to me on an email, or take a picture of your egg experiment, and let me know what happened. I think I'm going to say one more thing about that though. Our ingredients were water, eggs, salt, and vinegar. Okay. The water is, we all need water, so that's just an important ingredient. The salt reminded us of, or reminds me of the ocean, because you can float in salt water. But the vinegar, there's something about that. I'm going to give you a hint. It actually relates to your teeth. Do you know you have enamel, a covering on your teeth? And if your teeth are not taken care of very well, the enamel can come off your teeth. And what you might see happen with the egg reminds me of what could happen if you don't take good care of your teeth. So maybe next time we can kind of review that and talk about that. But back to Humpty Dumpty. Here's Humpty Dumpty. He's an egg, and he is all set and smiling here, but he sat on the wall but he had a great, what? Fall. I wanted to remind you from last week, the rhyming words for Humpty Dumpty. Wall and fall. I'm going to spell them. W-A-L-L is wall. W is the beginning sound. And f is the beginning sound of fall, the F sound. F-A-L-L. I'm going to give you a challenge. I wrote 3 more lines with a blank space for the beginning letter. It's a bit blank space and then A-L-L. A blank space, A-L-L. A blank space, A-L-L. I wonder if you could figure out other letters you could put at the beginning of the word and change the rhyming word. So wall rhymes with fall, and I wonder what else rhymes with fall. Try to come up with 3 other words that rhyme with fall. If you have alphabet letters, magnet letters from your refrigerator, you could even just keep experimenting. Or just write it with a pencil and erase it if you say, oh, that doesn't sound like a rhyming word, or it's too silly, or doesn't make sense, until you find 3 more words that rhyme in this family of rhymes. I call it the all family. You can do other rhymes with other word families, but this is the all family. So, okay, I hope you have fun with the experiments, and don't feel like you have to do it on any certain day. This is just for you as a post-Easter activity, but also getting ready, talking about someone else's eggs, like birds. All right, have a great day. Miss you. Bye-bye.